Hello, welcome back to the channel. So we're about to discover some of the details that no one is talking about when it comes to the next stimulus package. So while we wait for people to join on, if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. Consider subscribing now to join this amazing community to stay informed on the latest stimulus updates, economic updates, and financial tips for your financial wellness and success. And one more thing, smash the like button and smash the subscribe button to help other people find this video quicker. So we're seeing a lot of changes. We're seeing some new things going on with the stimulus package. So in today's update, we're going to talk about things that basically everything that no one is talking about right now when it comes to the stimulus package. So there are some things that we haven't necessarily had a clarification on, or we haven't had people necessarily go into and discuss. I see some people have joined. If you've joined in, let me know in the chat section by saying hi or hello, just so we know that you're live. We're going to talk about the new details, very important details on this $1,400 stimulus check. So when it comes to this check, there are a few questions people are asking right now. Is the check a done deal? Who qualifies? What about the missing payments? Then we'll go through the 19 pages. So there's 19 pages of the Biden stimulus package that no one is actually talking about the full details in. So we'll talk about how this package can put some more money in your pocket. I do see Nelly Tips. Hello, Nelly Tips. Hello, Myra. Hello, Maven. Lovejoy. Hello, Carolyn. And hello, Christine. So thank you all for joining in. Hello, Albert. Thank you for joining in. We need it now. Yes, we do. Hello, Gail. So we're going to talk about very important things here in this update. For those who just joined in, we're going through the ways this package could put some more money in your pocket. So we've got some details here. Hello. So we've got some new details here when it comes to this package. And this is a 19-page stimulus deal from the Biden rescue plan. So I'm going to try to condense this and get you to understand what exactly is in this 19 pages of stimulus. So there are so many benefits here. There's so much money in here that people are not talking about, and we're going to dissect some of these. Hello, Anita. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Henry. Hello, Deborah. So I see some more of you guys are joining in. Thank you all for stopping by. So let's quickly dissect some of these things. We're going to start from how much money people are going to get. We know right now the $1,400 stimulus check. Love you too, Tammy. Hello. So, and feel free to drop your questions as we go through most of these updates here. So this is a 19-page stimulus package, and everyone is so focused on the $1,400 stimulus check. We're going to talk about that, including the different ways Biden's stimulus plan could put some more money in your pocket. So let's quickly get through this. We talked about some of these things yesterday, and some people had some questions on the process. What it would take for the stimulus check to come through, when the checks will arrive, and how long we're going to see this happen. And I did mention yesterday that according to experts, economic experts have said that there's an 85% chance that we're going to see these checks come by or this Biden stimulus package be approved by the by the first quarter of this year. So basically by the end of March, we're likely going to see something here. But what I want to focus on tonight will be the ways that money could be put in the pockets of people. So we're going to start from dependents. So I do see the question here, Henry, how much would a dependent get? Good question. So dependents are going to get the amount. So here's the deal. The first stimulus check we saw, the $1,200 stimulus check and the $600 stimulus payment, did not include adult dependents, so dependents over the age of 17. But in this next stimulus package, in Biden's stimulus package, we do see expanded payments for dependents. So if you have a dependent that's over the age of 17, they are going to get the $1,400 according to this new payment. So like I said, this is a 19-page document. This right here is a 19-page document, and we're going to talk about the critical details, how this will put put some more money in your pocket or in the pockets of the American people through the stimulus plan. So going back to the dependents, let's go into the next way this package could put some more money in the pockets of people. So if you had a new child, or maybe you just had a custody of your child, you're going to see some money in this package. So this package allows people who just gain new custody of their child get some more money. So the stimulus payment. I do see Linda saying she didn't get hers yet. Yeah, so if you haven't gotten your stimulus check, if you're talking about a $600 stimulus payment, chances are that those payments are on the way. And yesterday was the cutoff for the IRS to stop distributing the money. So when you file your taxes, you're going to see your refund get bigger, or the amount of taxes you owe get smaller based off of the $600 stimulus payment. But right now, we're focused on how the $1,400 stimulus package, the Biden stimulus package, could put some more money in your pocket. So new child custody, for those who just gained child custody, if you recently gained custody of your child, you're going to see more money in this stimulus payment based on this package. So who else will be getting some extra money? Now, if you recently adopted or you had a new child, so if you had a new baby this year or last year in 2020, you're going to see some more money in your pocket from Biden stimulus package. So this is something that this package has gone through. So this package does also have some other key benefits that you want to hang on and pay attention to some of these things as we go through it. Who else is saying, hey, Carolyn, hello, I'm from, yeah, I've been watching you for a while. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Okay, so the next thing we're going to see here, for those who will get some more money, or the way this package will put some more money in people's pocket, or those who have had recent changes in employment status. So Biden is pushing for $400 extra per week in unemployment benefit, and this should go all the way till September of 2021. So that's his proposal right now. So remember, the package that we saw that was signed into law on December 27 did have $300 extension, but right now we're going to see, hey, RG, I see you, where's my money? It's on the way. So right now we're going to see some extra unemployment payment at $400 per individual, and this will likely be for 6 months, like I mentioned, so all the way till September. So if you had a recent change in employment, or maybe you had a cut in your wages, you're going to see extra money come to you from Biden's package. Now, who else is in the line? So if you are newly married, you're likely going to see more stimulus payments with Biden's stimulus package. So his package does include additional funding for people who got recently married. So you will be getting the $1,400. Melinda Wallace is asking, my nephew, he did not get the $1,200 or the $600. So how old is your nephew? That really matters. If your nephew is over 17, like I did mention, dependents who are over the age of 17 did not get that stimulus check. But with this new stimulus package, you're going to see an extra payment for dependents over the age of 17. Remember, we have about 13.5 million dependents who are over the age of 17. And if they did not get the first and second stimulus checks, you're going to see that in this third stimulus payment. So just to be clear on that. So thanks, Tammy. Thanks, for Chris. So Chris is asking, what about if you owe child support? Will they garnish it? Good question. So we did see that people who owe child support, when the first stimulus checks were rolled out, people who owe child support did have a withholding of their checks. But the second stimulus payment did not withhold people who owe back child support. So this might be something that you may want to check up on. But we did see cases of where the people who owe back child support had their checks seized. But that should not be the case from the reports we're seeing out there. So I hope this helps you out, Chris. But that's the report that I'm getting, and that's what I've seen from my research. So, okay, so Debbie Mesga, hey, Debbie, I see you got the $1,200 and the $600. Okay, so Melinda, you're saying Melinda Wallace, he is 22 years old and he's in my department. I'm not sure if you're talking about your dependent or your department, but if you have an adult dependent, remember there are 5 million college students who fall in this category. 5 million college students who have been exempted from the first and second stimulus payments because they are above the age of 17. So if you do have a 22-year-old dependent, he will qualify for this stimulus payment from the reports we're seeing out there. So he should qualify for $1,400. Now, to be clear, the fine print of Biden's stimulus package has not yet been unveiled. When it comes to the payment, the fine print has not been unveiled. So when I say fine print, I'm talking about the specifics, the parameters that would determine the income and some of the cutoff thresholds for this payment. But right now, since we know that he's asking to increase the $600 to $2,000, that is $1,400 increase, and that's what his stimulus check is. But here's the deal: we know the $2,000 stimulus check has passed in the House, and that's the Cash Act. So the Cash Act has passed in the House. Now it was blocked in the Senate. If we have this passed in the Senate, you're likely going to see the same bill, the same standalone, the same measures. If these same measures are followed, we're going to see dependents getting the same $1,400. So I hope this clears up some of those. Okay, so I do see who else is asking here. So Lane Reynolds. So Lane is asking, if you owe back child support, will you still get a stimulus check this time? I did explain this not too long ago, so you may want to, well, I guess I got to answer that. If you do owe back child support, like I mentioned earlier, you're likely going to see that payment, because we've seen some report out there saying that people who owe back child support should not have that withheld in the next payment. But again, that's from the research that I've been doing and that I've seen lately. So going on, if you do have an older relative that just moved in with you, if you have an older relative now, this is someone who is over the age of 17. Maybe you have a senior that just moved in with you and you claim them as your dependent. You are likely going to see extra payment in this next stimulus package, in Biden's stimulus package. You're going to see some more stimulus. So I hope that makes sense. Now, if you do have a mixed status family, so what do we mean by mixed status family? This is something that the Biden package included. This is a family where one of the members is not a U.S. citizen. So if you have people on the different immigration status, you're going to see some more payment. That's what Biden's package is proposing. And like I said, there's quite some, there's quite some length of description here that we can likely go into specifics and talk about who exactly will be benefiting from this. But if you do have a mixed status, the previous stimulus packages that we've seen did not include people with mixed family status. So if you do have a mixed family status, you're definitely going to see some more money in your pocket with Biden's stimulus check. So something I want to point out here is the next. Okay, let's jump to that. Before we get into that, let's quickly talk about the next one here. So the next in line here is paid emergency leave. So Biden's stimulus check is proposing something that we've never seen in the past stimulus packages, and this is the paid emergency leave. So we're going to see a paid emergency leave for people who are needing it the most during this period. So this is what the Biden stimulus package says about this. So this package is providing expanded paid sick and family medical leave. So this is a good thing. And if you do think this is great, give this video a thumbs up. So this package, I'm not sure if most people are talking about this right now, will provide a maximum of $1,400 per week for eligible workers. So this is paid leave benefit. So the paid leave benefit will be $1,400 per week. So that turns out to be $2,800 every 2 weeks for paid emergency leave. So this will provide it for workers who are earning up to $73,000 annually. So if you make more than $73,000 a year, you likely won't be getting the paid sick leave. But for people who get under $73,000 a year, you're going to see $1,400 per week in the maximum paid leave benefit. So this is something that's great. This is something that we haven't seen with the other packages, and we're likely going to see that happen here. So someone is asking, Lane Reynolds. So Lane is asking, you're on SSI, will you get this $200 from Social Security? So here's the deal with the Social Security increase. Right now, there's not the increase, the $200 increase that everyone is talking about is not included in the Biden stimulus package as of what we've seen yet. Now, this may be fleshed out sometime soon, but as of right now, I have not seen that in Biden's stimulus package. From what I've been seeing, from the 19 pages that I've gone through, I haven't seen that, unless it's hidden somewhere here, but I haven't seen that yet in Biden's stimulus package. So this $200 stimulus, this $200 Social Security increase will likely happen here, maybe when the Biden administration takes office. But as far as this stimulus package goes, it is not included in there yet. So What else are we seeing here? We're also seeing that employee. So if you are an employee, you probably get your employer will get reimbursed for up to $500 with the paid sick leave. So this is also an emergency paid sick leave. So this is something that most people are not talking about right now. I figured you guys deserve to know what exactly is in this package and have a general understanding. That's why I'm kind of breaking this down to unpack most of the details on who qualifies for the money and how far this money will go. So this package will put a lot of money in the pockets of people out there. So again, if you have any questions, let us know. So let's take some questions now. So Henry Duke is asking, I got a question. Daughter is sick, quarantine. My wife works for the school and she has to stay home for our daughter. Does she get, so okay, that's a question that you have to. So here's the deal. Biden's package, this is not in place yet, but if this package gets in place, you are likely going to get paid sick leave. So this is a paid family and medical leave, just to be clear on that. And the president-elect will provide over 14 weeks of paid sick leave and family and medical leave to help parents with additional caregiving responsibility when a child or loved one's school or care center is closed. So for people who have, so this is basically for people who have the symptoms and people who so this may answer your question, Henry. So this is not yet a law, but this will, once this becomes law, you're likely going to see the paid sick leave happen. So again, this has some limitations and it does have some areas. People are asking, Lane is asking, when do you think we'll get another one soon? So are you talking about the stimulus checks, the $1,400 stimulus check, or the paid sick leave? I want to understand what the question is directed at. So right now, this package does include something else that will give working families $1,400 a person to pay for their bills. So this is the stimulus check that we're talking about here. And then this will extend and expand the unemployment benefit for Americans. And right now, from the estimates here, we do have 18 million Americans who are currently relying on the unemployment insurance to make ends meet. People are really struggling during this period. So this package will go a really long way to help families out. Now, something that we're seeing here is rental assistance. So this package is providing rental assistance, and right here we're seeing $25 billion in rental assistance and extending the federal eviction moratorium. So that's kind of some of the things that this package will include. So I do want to get some questions, but let me just take a sip of water. I think my throat is getting dry here. So Melinda Wallace is saying, I need help. I am homeless. So Melinda, if you need help, you need to reach out to your city or state housing department. Some states and city housing departments are basically offering rental assistance right now. The stimulus package that was signed by President Trump on December 27 does include $25 billion in rental assistance. So if you do need help with rental assistance, you want to reach out to your family, to your state housing department for that. Just to point that out. So when it comes to when are we going to see the checks, when are we going to see the stimulus check? This is something that I talked about briefly yesterday. So when are we going to see the stimulus check? The stimulus check, how quick this bill will pass will depend on how many GOP senators stand behind this. So here's the deal. This bill needs 60 votes to pass in the Senate. Chances are that this will pass pretty quickly in the House, because the Democrats control the House and they can get supermajority in the House. Now the question is the Senate. They don't have enough margin in the Senate. It's a really slim margin when you think about it come January 22nd. So when Chuck Schumer becomes the new Senate leader, so Mitch McConnell is stepping down as the Senate leader come January 20th. And what we're likely going to see here will be the next Senate leader, which is Chuck Schumer. And Chuck Schumer has said that he wants to put this as his #1 priority. So Chuck Schumer has proposed, or he's expressed, that this bill will be his #1 focus once he gets in as the Senate leader. But here's the deal. We do need 10 GOP lawmakers to support this. We need 60 votes for this to pass with supermajority in the Senate. Now, what happens when we don't get that? we've seen some lawmakers, we've seen some Democrats. One Democrat, Joe Manchin, a West Virginia senator, has said that he is not necessarily in support of the $2,000 stimulus checks. And he said that this needs to be more targeted. So that's what we're seeing from a moderate Democrat. So we need all Democrats to support this in the Senate. All Senate Democrats have to support this stimulus package in order for this to become easier. If one Democrat does not support this, we're likely going to see some delay. Now, here's the other thing. We do need 10 Republicans, like I've mentioned earlier, but we've seen some support for the package from GOP members in the Senate. But when we think about it, the GOP lawmakers are likely going to kick back on this package as a whole because they've supported the extra $1,400 check alone just as a standalone bill. Marco Rubio has supported that. But when you think about other things that are in this package, like the minimum wage increase and the funding for states and local governments, some GOP lawmakers are definitely going to kick against this package when it comes to the other things we're seeing here, other provisions in here. But just the standalone stimulus bill itself, we've seen some support from GOP lawmakers. So what if we don't get 60 votes to pass this with a super majority in the Senate? What will happen? We're likely going to see the delay. So someone has said in the chat section that we're going to see it sometime in February. Now, this is if everything goes well. If everything goes as planned and we get the super majority and this goes through a regular order with the 60 votes needed in the Senate for this to pass. So if this doesn't happen, this can still pass, but it will take longer. It will go through a process known as the budget reconciliation, which will involve some parliamentary maneuvering. So there will be some type of back and forth between lawmakers, but this can pass with a simple vote. So this can pass with a simple vote. But what I mean by that is you have 50 Democrats all supporting this. If 50 Democrats support this package, we could see this pass pretty quickly in the Senate with Vice President Kamala Harris's vote breaking the tie. So this is something that we need to understand. And saying that this will pass quickly will depend on how much support we get from the GOP lawmakers. So moving on here, if the Senate approves it, the next thing we're going to see will be sending this over to the president's desk. So once this goes to President-elect Joe Biden's desk and he signs off on this bill, we're likely going to see this become law, and that's when the checks will start coming. So that how soon or when to expect the checks will depend on how much support we're going to see from the GOP lawmakers. Like I said, we don't necessarily need them to pass this bill. We don't. But it could be a longer process, and this could go against everything Joe Biden has said, or some things that Joe Biden has said when he says he wants to unify the Republicans and the Democrats. So this may be something that will divide them a little bit more if they have to pass this through the special process. So just wanted to understand, make sure people understand this and where things currently stand with this bill. So moving on here, we've talked about the enhanced unemployment, and I hope this answers the question when it comes to when we're getting the stimulus check. The stimulus check deal has not yet been finalized when it comes to lawmakers. Congress still has to go back and forth in order for this to happen. So what else are we seeing in Joe Biden's stimulus package? So Joe Biden's stimulus package does include something for essential workers, and also it does include an increase. This is something no one is talking about right now. His package includes $3 billion for food assistance programs, so SNAP program, and an increase in food stamps and some of those benefits. So he's investing $3 billion to help women, infants, and children to get the food they need. And this is exactly straight out of his bill. So we do see the SNAP program will be increased on families who are currently getting so on average, you're going to see $100 increase for people who are receiving the SNAP program. So if you get a SNAP benefit, you're going to see an increase with the Joe Biden stimulus plan. So again, we've talked about the minimum wage. We're going to see minimum wage increase to $15 per hour if this bill goes through. Currently, the federal minimum wage, this is not the state minimum wage, the federal minimum wage is at $7.25. So we're going to see that go up with Joe Biden's stimulus plan. And the other thing we're seeing is tax credits. So this package does include a bunch of not a bunch of tax credits, but 3 major tax credits. The first one is the child care tax credit. So this gives people who have kids with that do have some childcare expenses, the ability to deduct up to 50% of their childcare expenses, and this has to go up to a maximum amount of $4,000 for per child, or $8,000 for multiple kids. So if you do have childcare expenses, you're going to see some type of deduction or some type of kickback with the Joe Biden stimulus plan. Now, the other benefit we're going to see will be the earned income tax credit. So for people who make right now, currently, people who make under $16,000 get the earned income tax credit, right? But Joe Biden is extending the threshold. So he wants people who make between $16,000 and $21,000 to actually benefit from this package. So this is something that I wanted to quickly point out as well. Now, what else are we seeing here when it comes to the Joe Biden stimulus package? I've talked about the child care tax credit. Now, he also wants, like I did mention, he wants to have the vaccine done pretty quickly. And something that he expressed on Friday is that he does want to see 100 million people get vaccinated by his 100th day in office. So by day 100 of him being in office, he does want to see 100 million people get vaccinated. So he's actually planning on rolling that out, and he's really working on having this approved pretty quickly. He's been talking about his vaccination plan, and that's something that I feel like we deserve to know about. So he does have some money for PPP loans, for small businesses, and this will be grants. So if you do have a small business, you're likely going to benefit from this plan because he's giving away grants. I believe it's around $15 billion. So right here, he said this package will provide grants to more than 1 million of the hardest hit small businesses, and this will be $15 billion in flexible, equitable grants. So grants are pretty much like free money for a business that meets the conditions and the criteria that will be stipulated by this package. So if you have a small business, you could qualify for some free money with Joe Biden stimulus package. So this is something that small business owners are really going to benefit from a lot. A lot of small businesses have been damaged or hit so hard due to this pandemic. So he's providing some more grants to small businesses. Then he's also leveraging $35 billion in government funds into $175 billion in additional small business lending and investment. So other than the grants, the free money to small businesses, he's also lending. So the loan program will provide an additional $35 billion for small businesses. So this is something that is very exciting for small business owners. So I think we've gone through some of the major ways this package could put some more money in people's pocket. But the main goal for me today, the main thing I wanted most people to get out of this live video today is to understand the qualifications for more dependents, to understand that people who did get current custody of their kid will get some more money in their pocket with this package, and also to understand that people who recently adopted or had a new child will get some more money, and also people who had recent changes in employment status and people who got newly married, as well as people who just had an older relative moving with them. So if you had an older relative moving with you, you're likely going to see some more stimulus money. And if you have a mixed family status, that means some members of your family are not U.S. citizens. So you're likely going to see some more money with this package, and paid emergency leave. Now, the other thing that I haven't talked about, and I want to end on this note as well, is people who are incarcerated will likely get some payment from this. We did see recently that a judge did rule against people who are incarcerated not getting the money, the first stimulus payment. So more than likely, we could see people who are incarcerated get the next stimulus payment, the $1,400 stimulus check. So I think this kind of clears things up, and for most of those, and like I said, the package is really more encompassing than just the $1,400 stimulus check. So there seems to be a lot more money in that will go into the pockets of people based on this check. So that's pretty much what we've got for this update. Before you leave, if you would like to connect, I would say you can connect with me on Facebook. You can connect on Instagram. And just see you in the next update. Stay safe. Keep watching. The story changes every day with Congress. You never know. Today, the story changes every other hour. So just be sure to check out for more updates. And like I said, if you are looking to get some extra money, I always say this. If you are looking to make some extra money, you could check out some other helpful videos on this channel for some ways you could make some money from the comfort of your home. And as usual, Love you all. Stay safe. Thank you for watching and have a great night. See you tomorrow.